concerned is dead and moot and will not be
And
touched
we're-
again.
And we're moving forward.
When will McAvoy receive his check?
Ooh, that'd probably be a question you have to ask Memorial. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. Not to sound like a broken record here or anything, but does City Council bear some responsibility here?
You know, ask myself that question. Could we have had a better crystal ball? Maybe. Could we have, when that issue first came up that you referred to in that one closed session, could we have jumped up and down at that point? Yeah, maybe, but although even at that point, I'm not sure that we could have done anything. You know, I know the typical politician would say, you know, to try to shift blame on everybody else. And I you know, I've asked myself, how could we have done this better? And I think the only way we could have done this better is to maybe have had that more advanced notification. Now, I'm not trying to blame the old, well, obviously I blame the old board. We've got rid of them. You know, that's a tough one. I would like to think that we would have taken better action given more information earlier in the process. But I think to say any more would have been that we'd had to have a better crystal ball, and I'm not sure we had that.
Mr. Moore had told me that he presented the language in the separation agreement to Mr. Melcher, the city attorney. Do you know what role Chris Melcher played in this?
I'm not sure that I would agree. I'm not sure that Chris Melcher saw the separation agreement prior to being signed. I'm not sure that I agree with that statement.
Okay.
I will tell you, well, you did a query request. You saw an email where I indicated that Jan Martin and I had met with the chair and the vice chair on Saturday, April 28th.
Yes.
And we did. And I don't think Jan and I could have expressed ourselves any stronger with the fact that the community was opposed to this, council was opposed to this, and I was looking to try to resolve it at that point. I actually left that meeting on that Saturday thinking that we might get to some kind of resolution that could be amenable to both the board, the council, and the community. Obviously, I'm personally disappointed that I walked out of there with that misimpression, because I actually thought we were someplace.
Because that Monday, the board reaffirms the...
I can't argue. I'm agreeing with you.
And then
48 hours later, after that meeting, they reaffirmed the decision.
And then Mr. Moore signed.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm disappointed because, I kind of joke with the fact that if you look at that meeting, there was Jan Martin and 3 retired military officers, and Jan was the most forceful one in the meeting. And Jan said it much better than even I did. About how the community was opposed to this. This was not something the community could tolerate. We had to come up with something else, and it just. Somehow that message didn't get across very well.
If you could say one thing to Dr. McAvoy, what would it be?
Dr. McAvoy, your service to this community and your service to this hospital is commendable. It's unfortunate that your leaving under these circumstances has somehow discolored your prior performance.
Okay. Do you and council feel helpless in all this? I mean, your role... You had so many hours of discussion, but in the end, there's really nothing you can do, it seems like. Do you feel helpless?
I'm trying to think of the right word I would use. Frustrated maybe would be a better word. I think we feel really frustrated.